Welcome to lesson 4.6, using algebraic equations to solve word problems that involve age. To warm up though, we're just going to go over two problems related to lesson 4.5. So the first question, Kamaglak has 6 times as much money as Panouk, and Scylla has 3 times as much money as Panouk. If together they have $550, determine how much each one has. So this isn't a number value total question or anything like that. This is one where we're going to have to look at all three of them. And I'm going to let X be the name that gets mentioned twice, because then we're going to be able to refer the other two names to that one that gets mentioned twice. So if we look through it, Panouk's name gets mentioned twice. So I'm going to let X be Panouk's money. And then we know it says here that Kamaglak has 6 times as much. So 6 times as much as Panouk is going to be 6x is going to be Kamaglak. And then it says that Scylla has 3 times as much. So 3x is going to be Scylla's money. And so all together, it says all together they have 550. Oops. All together they have 550. So that means that x plus 6x plus 3x equals 550. We're going to collect like terms. X plus 6x plus 3x is 10x equals 550. Divide both sides by 10, and we get that x equals 55. So that's what x is, but we don't know, we haven't answered what they asked, because what they asked was how much each one has. So therefore, x was Panouk. So Panouk has $55, and don't forget to include that dollar sign because that's like your units. And then if we look, Kamaglak has, well, he has 6 times 55. And 6 times 55 is going to be $330. And then Scylla has 3 times 55, which is $165. Question 2. At a carnival shooting gallery, you get 5 points for hitting a destroyer and 3 points for hitting a sub. So that sounds important. 5 for a destroyer and then 3 for a sub. So in this we have points and we have hits, and it's kind of like having a number and a value. So number is going to go along with the number of hits. And then value is going to be the amount of points. So value, and we know this is going to be our total value. So we're going to do that number value total, but this one isn't going to have money in it, but it's still going to be a number value total type question. So we have destroyers, and we're going to have subs. And it's asking us to determine the number of subs. So that's going to be our x. And we know that all together, so number is going to be the hits, and value is going to be the points for each of these. So total, it said that we had 10 hits. So if x uses up x of the hits out of 10, then we'll have 10 minus x hits left for the destroyer. It told us destroyers are 5 points. 3 points for a submarine, and overall a grand total is 36 points. So we're going to use what we did before, number times value equals total. That means 5 times 10 minus x for the destroyers and 3x for the submarines. And we're going to build our formula using this. So the total points from the destroyers plus the total points from the submarines equals 36. Which means 5 times 10 minus x plus 3x equals 36. 50 minus 5x plus 3x equals 36. I'm going to collect like terms. Minus 5x plus 3x gives me minus 2x equals 36 minus 50. 36 minus 50 is minus 14. Divide both sides by minus 2, and I get x equals 7. And since x is exactly what we were looking for, the number of submarines he hit, we can answer our question. Therefore, my 2 hit 7 submarines. So, moving now on to age problems. One of the ways to solve age problems is to use a chart. You might have noticed I like using charts. So, in this question, it says, Philip is 8 years older than Nouveau. In 3 years, he will be twice as old as she is. How old are they now? So it talks about stuff in terms of now. So now Philip is 8 years older than Nouveau. And then in 3 years, there's more information. This is going to be like a then. So we have now and then, and we're going to organize our information that way. So the question even gives a hint. It says, let X represent Nouveau's age now. So if Nouveau is X, and in general, make the younger person X. It makes it much easier because then you're adding or multiplying as opposed to subtracting or dividing. And then if we go back to right now, so what I highlighted in red, I'm going to make it now pink as well. Right now, Philip is 8 years older than Nouveau. So if Nouveau is X, then Philip is going to be X plus 8. Okay, we filled in the now column. For the then column, it says in 3 years. And that part right there means that everything to do with then in 3 years, so it's going to be plus 3. Because right now, if I'm 47, in 3 years, I am 50. If you're 13, in 3 years, you are 16. So in 3 years, Nouveau will be X plus 3, and Philip is going to be X plus 8 plus 3. So we just took their now age and added 3. He will be twice as old as she is. So this part right here, he will be twice as old as she is. That one is how we're going to make our formula. So we know from this that Philip equals 2 times Nouveau. And we're going to take for Philip, that is what Philip is in 3 years. So X plus 8 plus 3, that was Philip, equals 2 times Nouveau. Nouveau is the X plus 3. And that's going to be the equation that we solve. So on this side, I get X plus 11 equals, I'll distribute, 2X plus 6. I'm going to bring the X to this side, and I'm going to bring the plus 6 to that side. So I'll get 11 minus 6 equals 2x minus x. So 5 equals x. We've solved for x. And if we look at our table, x let us see how old Nouveau is now. So therefore, Nouveau is 5 years old now, and Philip is 5 plus 8 equals 13 years old. So we're going to use this chart again. Wairemu is twice as old as Algebraic. 7 years ago, the sum of their ages was 31. Find their age now. So we're going to have a now with a then. And the then is going to be 7 years ago. So if I'm 47 and I'm finding my age out 7 years ago, I'm going to be subtracting 7. So we have Wairemu and we have Algebraic. So right now, Wairemu is twice as old. So Wairemu is going to be the older one. So we're going to let X be Atarangi's age. And then Wairemu is twice as old, so it's going to be 2x. 7 years ago, we're not even reading anything about it. We're just going to write 2x minus 7 and x minus 7. And then I'm sure it says something else in the question. Let's see. The sum of their ages was 31. We're going to use that to build our equation. So that means Wairemu plus Atarangi equals 31. Wairemu was 2x minus 7. Atarangi was x minus 7. And altogether that equals 31. So collecting like terms, I get 3x minus 14 equals 31. I'm going to bring the minus 14 to the other side. So 3x equals 31 plus 14. That gives me 45. 3x equals 45. Divide both sides by 3. And we get x equals 15. So we just solved for the younger person who was Atarangi. So we got Atarangi's age. However, the question asks, find Wairemu's age now. So Wairemu's age now is 2x. And we're going to take that. So first we did this, second we did this. So we're going to take the 15, substitute it in, and we'll get 30. So therefore, Wairemu is 30 years old. Now, question 4. Sokanon is 30 years older than her son. In 5 years, she will be 4 times his age. How old is Sokanon's, there should be an apostrophe S, son now? So we're going to have now, and then. Our then is in 5 years, so we're going to be adding 5. So we have Sokanon, and we have her son. The son is going to be younger, so the son's going to be x. Then it says Sokanon is 30 years older than her son. So that's going to be x plus 30. Without reading anything else, we're just going to add 5 for how old they are in the future. So 30 plus 5 and x plus 5. And if you wanted to just write x plus 35, that's also totally works. So in the future, she will be 4 times his age. We're going to use that to write our formula. We know that Sokanon is going to equal 4 times her son. So that means that x plus 35 equals 4 times, and her son was x plus 5. So we're going to have to distribute. So distribute gives me 4x plus 20, and this still all equals x plus 35. I'm going to bring the x to the other side and the plus 20 over here. So I get 35 minus 20 equals 4x minus x. 15 equals 3x. Divide both sides by 3. We get x equals 5. And let's see what they asked. They asked us to find how old is Sokanon's son now, and that happens to be what x is, which happens to be what we just solved for. So therefore, Sokanon's son is 5 years old. And putting in years old is important. That's like our units in the question, because it could be 5 days old, 5 months old. But because the question was years, we have to include years. That's it for this lesson. Thank you so much for watching.